Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ricardo Rivera, and welcome back to Ricardo Sports Podcast. Listen, I know I've been away for a while now, um, and the topic that I want to talk about uh, today, right here, right now, um, I've been a little bit behind on it, um, but even though I haven't talked about it on the podcast or I haven't been on the podcast in a while, um, I've been watching, so I understand what's going on and stuff like that. But I'm here to talk about the NBA playoffs now that I'm back um, on the podcast. But um, yeah, uh, I want to say first and foremost, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets, right? Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets, a 4-1, a 4 games to 1 series win over uh the Minnesota Timberwolves. Um, so congratulations to the Denver Nuggets, the Joker, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Jeff Green, Michael Porter Jr., Contavious Caldwell Pope. Congratulate Bruce Brown. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to head coach um, the head coach of the Denver Nuggets. Can't think of his name right now. But yeah, congratulations to the whole organization of the Denver Nuggets moving on to the second round. Uh, I also want to not thank, but I also want to congratulate um, the Phoenix Suns as well with their four, four, to, 4 games to 1 series win over the Los Angeles Clippers. Congratulations to DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, uh, Bismack Biyombo, uh, you know, to all those fellas over there, to the head coach of the Phoenix Suns. Congratulations to them. They'll be facing the Denver Nuggets in the second round. So we have one matchup complete or that we know that's happening in the second round, and that would be the Phoenix Suns versus the Denver Nuggets. Will be a good one. I believe it's what the fourth seed, the fourth seed versus the number 1 seed. So it'll be a good one to see uh, Joker Nikola Jokic um, against Devin Booker against DeAndre Ayton, especially DeAndre Ayton, um, against Chris Paul, against KD. Um, be interesting to see, those guys like Jamal Murray match up, Michael Porter Jr. Uh, so we'll see what happens. It should be a good one, though. So congratulations to those teams once again. Congratulations uh, to the Phoenix Suns for moving on and the Denver Nuggets. Also, on the Eastern Conference side, um, congratulations to the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, uh, Maxey, James Harden. Um, Shout out to those guys. They winning their series 4 games to 0, series sweep over the Brooklyn Nets. Um, you know, it's not easy to get a 4 game sweep in the playoffs, and those guys showed why they are one of the top contenders in the Eastern Conference to win a championship this year. So shout out to Joel Embiid, Maxey, Harden, Tobias Harris, all those guys down there. They Tucker, they doing they're doing the damn thing down there in Philadelphia. Um, and like I said, the same thing goes for the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns. Congratulations to all those teams that advanced so far in the 2023 NBA playoffs. Um, But yeah, I want to get into what's happening tonight. Um, also, so uh, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But I also want to talk about the last thing here that happened within the last couple of days. Uh, the Atlanta Hawks and Trey Young. Trey Young with the 3-pointer, ice in his veins. Ice cold Trey, like they say. Uh, shooting the three, the game-winning three, and telling the Boston Celtics, "I'm not finished. We're not finished. Um, we don't want our season to end." So shout out to the Hawks extending it to 6 games, having a game, I believe, tomorrow night, Thursday night, in Atlanta to see if they can extend the series one more game and go to Game 7. So congratulations to those boys. Um, Trey Young, uh, Quinn Snyder, I believe, is the head coach of the Hawks. Those kids are phenomenal, and they're young, and they're between what the ages of 20 to 24 or 20 to 25. So they got a young team. So congratulations to those guys there extending the game, going back to Atlanta, trying to extend it to 7 games, and uh, a winner, a winner go home game, winner take all game, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, now I would like to get into what's happening tonight. I believe there's 4 Game 5s happening tonight, and one of them, well, the first one to start, when according to time and schedule, is the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. Now, the New York Knicks are up 3-1 in the series. The New York Knicks can close this game out. Can close, not the game, can close the series out, my bad. You know, but they can close the series out with a win here. Now, the thing is, Cleveland's playing at home. I believe Cleveland is playing at home in Cleveland, and I know for sure that uh, Donovan Mitchell, um, Garland, uh, Jared Allen, those guys, they're not gonna let this go easy. Mobley, they're not gonna let just lay down and let the Knicks just decimate them. You know, they don't want their season to end either. They said they're not just yet finished with the New York Knicks either. So, I expect Donovan Mitchell to put up the numbers that he's used to putting up, right? Um, I want to see Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen crash the boards and get rebounds, um, and uh, get multiple possessions for Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell down the court with the offensive and defensive rebounds. Um, so I don't think Cleveland's gonna go away easy. Um, I actually got Cleveland extending this series to a Game 6 down in uh, Madison Square Garden arena against the New York Knicks in a Game 6. So I do see that happening. Um, I don't think Cleveland will lose this game. Although for the Knicks to close it out tonight, the Knicks need Jalen Brunson to be uh, on point and produce the numbers that he's used to producing. Um, uh, Mitchell Robinson to crash the offensive and defensive boards Same thing with Hartenstein. Hartenstein, I believe he's off the bench. Hartenstein produce with the offense and defensive boards and get some blocks if you can, and you know protect the rim is what I'm really trying to say for both teams when it comes to their uh, big men inside the paint. And then for Julius Randle, of course, to produce the numbers that he's used to producing, I would like uh, for RJ Barrett to have a big game as well. See what RJ Barrett can do um, tonight and see. But that's the way they close the series. They have to have uh, um, the Knicks have to have Julius Randle produce the numbers he can produce that he's known to produce. Same thing for Jalen Brunson as well. Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson gotta protect the rim, get some blocks, get some stops, get some rebounds, whether that's offensive or defensive rebounds. Um, and then RJ Barrett to put up a decent amount of points and play his style, his brand of basketball that he knows how to play. And then, uh, if they do that as a unit, if they collectively put their part in as a unit, the New York Knicks will and can close the series out tonight. If they do that, um, again, the crowd to me in any sport is uh, deafening, a little bit crazy, um, but especially tonight in Cleveland. Yeah, tonight in Cleveland, they're gonna, yeah, they're gonna show something. You know what I mean? So, I'm excited to see what happens. But again, I do have the Cleveland Cavaliers winning and extending to a game six down in Madison Square Garden in New York City. So, I got Cleveland for the win here. I can't predict the score, um, like I normally do, but yeah, I have at least uh, let me say this: I have at least Donovan Mitchell scoring at least 35 to 40 points if they want to keep their season alive tonight. But yeah, moving forward, let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers and the Memphis Grizzlies. Um, the Los Angeles Lakers, right? I've been doing the damn thing, as I like to say. Uh, they've been doing real good as a unit. Although their last game, although their last game, I would love to see Anthony Davis produce a little bit more when it comes to scoring. Because I feel like Anthony Davis is capable of doing more when it comes to scoring the basketball and finding his spots and picking his opportunities down in the offensive end of the floor. So I would love to see that happen. I know he had a rough game, a rough go at it in the overtime win, 117-111, uh, on what, Monday night? I believe it was Monday night. So yeah, I would love to see Anthony Davis produce more in on the offensive floor when it comes to scoring the basketball. Um, and then as a collective unit, I would love to see the Lakers shoot better from three because we were horrific, abysmal from three um, last game. Although late in the fourth quarter or in the second half, uh, we can say before D'Angelo Russell got fouled out, um, he did hit back to back, to back 3 pointers in the second half or fourth quarter, if you want to say. to keep the Lakers in it, to have to make them come back and have a chance to win in overtime. So he was a big part in it. Um, Now with seconds remaining, uh, the uh, the Grizzlies were up 102-100. A great layup there by Austin Reeves, AR as they like to call him. Um, they he put it he put the layup in and he tied it at 102, and then LeBron James doing what he's known to do best, have the basketball late in his possession, uh, attack the rim and drive in for the layup. With 8 tenths, what is it? 8 tenths of a second. 8 tenths of a second on the clock to tie the game at 104. Because at that time they had scored a basket off a turnover opportunity. The Memphis Grizzlies has, and they were up 104, 102, and with 8 tenths of a second, I believe, um, LeBron James put the tying basket on the board, driving to the to the driving to the lane, and a high arcing layup off the glass, um, in for the score to tie it at 104 going into overtime. The Lakers the Lakers turned it on. They turned on the heat um, there in overtime, and LeBron ended the game with 22 points and 20 rebounds and 7 assists. So the Lakers late in the fourth quarter and in overtime they turned up the heat for sure. Um, and as for the Memphis Grizzlies, the same thing goes for them when it comes to as a unit 3-point shooting. They were again horrific and abysmal at the 3-point line. Um, and granted, I know the Memphis Grizzlies are down, and I'm not saying that they're out of it. You know, again, I'm a Laker fan, and I'm not trying to be too biased here, but I'm not saying that the Memphis Grizzlies are out of it. They're the second seed in the Western Conference for a reason. They are where they are for a reason. Um, but it's difficult. It's difficult when in the last couple of games, John Morant went up for a dunk and got fouled, but landed on his hand. And I believe it was his dribbling hand that he landed on, and I believe he sprained it. I don't think he fractured it. I believe he sprained it, and he's been playing the last 2 games uh, with the sprained hand taped up. Um, and people could sit here and say, "Oh, um, that John Morant looks fine. He looks healthy, even with the sprained hand taped up. He looks healthy because he dropped 45, um, 45, I believe, the game, game three, game three. He dropped 45, um, or something like that. So he went off game three. Game four was a little bit of a struggle for him. Only 19 points. Uh, what was he like? Eight, uh, 8 for 24 or something like that from the field. So it was a little bit of a struggle for him. Offensively. Um, Granted, he did try to take it to the basket twice on LeBron James and 2 offensive charges called on him. So I understand, but I feel like for the Memphis Grizzlies offensively, it can't just be the John Morant show. Personally, for me, it just can't be the John Morant show every single night. If I'm a Memphis Grizzly fan, um, John Morant's putting up his points regardless because that's the way John Morant works. John Morant is just a beast. when it comes to playing on the court. You know what I mean? And granted, he's injured. He got the sprained dribbling hand, I believe, or shooting hand, or whatever. Um, so I understand that, but even though if he wasn't hurt, it can't just be the John Moran show every night. Um, Dylan Brooks got to step up. Um, Dylan Brooks has been oh, that talking to LeBron, talking that trash talk. Um, but he's literally got to step up. Desmond Bain stepped up. I think Desmond Bain finished with 36 last game. So Desmond Bain was on his shit, like I like saying, or on his game, or whatever you want to say. But he really was on his game. Um, I think he finished with 36. But um, so there's some help there. And Jaren Jackson, he's helping, but somebody else gotta it's a team game is what I'm trying to say, and it just can't be the John Moran show every night. And as we saw, game 4, he only scored 19 points. The leading scorer was, I believe, Desmond Bain. So yeah, they just need some help out there in the offensive end, and excuse me, for the Memphis Grizzlies on the defensive end, um, they need to just limit the baskets from Anthony Davis like they did last game. They did really well of that. Um, you know, the Lakers, the same thing from 3-point, stop them from shooting the three ball, and I think they should be okay. But yeah, so um, that's things I would like to see if I was rooting for the Memphis Grizzlies or if I was a fan of the Memphis Grizzlies. Those are the things I would like to say, and those are my personal keys of what they need to do for victory tonight if they want to extend it to uh what is it, 6 games, a game 6 in the series. So yeah, but again, like I said, I'm a Laker fan and I'm trying not to be too biased. I'm trying to do two ends of the two ends of the measuring stick here and show what I think the Grizzlies have to do and what I think the Lakers have to do. But at the end of the day, I do think that the Lakers um, end the series here. I think they wrap it up. I think they move on to the second round and they patiently wait for whether that to be the Golden State Warriors or the Sacramento Kings. I think LeBron goes for um, 25 plus. I think he actually gets a double double. I think Anthony Davis goes for 25 plus here as well. So I do think the Lakers have enough to close the series out. Can't give a score because again it's basketball and I don't know, can't predict the score like that, all like that. It's hard, it's difficult, but I do have the Lakers winning and closing out the series and patiently waiting in the next round for whether that's going to be the Golden State Warriors or the Sacramento Kings. Moving forward, talking about the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks, surprisingly, the 8th seed here, coming from the play-in tournament, just like the Lakers, just like um, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the 8th seed here in this Eastern Conference round 1 matchup is beating the number 1 seed. The Miami Heat are up 3-1 over the 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks. Now, granted, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the best player on the court for the Milwaukee Bucks, was hurt. He got hurt. Lower back spasms. I get it. He's playing hurt. You know? Same thing with John Morant, right? But um when he didn't play, the Bucks won, and they won convincingly, um in my opinion, without him playing. When he did sit out for a game. And when he comes back, he's not the same anymore because of the back spasms, the lower back injury, etc. Um, for the Milwaukee Bucks, um, Drew Holiday is got to be better. Um, Shooting the basketball, taking care of the basketball. Um, and then Giannis has to go for a performance like Jimmy Butler did the other night and score at least 45 to 50 plus points. He has to. He has to dominate where he knows how to dominate and get to the line and do all the stuff that Giannis is capable of doing. Because if Giannis is not capable of playing to the stature, to the high level that um people put him at, and people say that he is, and say that he's the greatest NBA player in the modern era, right? He has to play. This is the season on the line for the Milwaukee Bucks at home. Um, he has to play to the caliber that everybody knows that he can play at. Because if not, granted it's gonna be hard because again the lower back issue, the back spasms. But because if he don't play to the expectation that everybody knows that he can play, Milwaukee Bucks season is over. Unless Drew Holiday steps up offensively and defensively. Defensively is not an issue because I believe defensively he's good. He's great defensively. Uh, Drew Holiday. Offensively is the issue, and taking care of the basketball is the issue for him. If Giannis can't perform the way he needs to perform for the Milwaukee Bucks to save their season tonight and take it to a game 6, then the other way they need to find it is Brook Lopez down low, doing his game down low. The last couple of games he scored 30 plus. So he's been doing the damn thing, Brook Lopez. Drew Holiday scoring much more effectively offensively. And Chris Middleton shooting the ball more effectively offensively. So, yeah, that's how the Milwaukee Bucks. That's how the Milwaukee Bucks get it done and take it to a game 6 down in Miami and save their season. But it all starts, in my opinion, my personal opinion, it all has to start with Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak. Because if it don't start well for Giannis and he gets into foul trouble early, and what I mean by foul trouble is 3 fouls or 4 fouls by the third quarter. That's what I mean by foul trouble early. If he gets into foul trouble early, and then Jimmy Butler and the Heat supporting cast have their way with the rest of the Milwaukee Bucks, it's going to be tough. But again, everything starts with Giannis. If Giannis does not play well and gets into foul trouble early, then the Milwaukee Bucks season will and possibly could end tonight if Drew Holiday doesn't step up offensively and Chris Middleton don't step up offensively. It's that simple for me. That's my personal opinion. People could differ. People could say, well, this, you know, this needs to happen, this. But that was my personal opinion. Onto the Miami Heat side of things. Um, the Miami Heat need to play the way they've been playing for the last 2 games. Jimmy Butler needs to put up the production that he's used to putting up in a game. And not really much to say about the Miami Heat. Um, they're up in the series. Um, if they do lose a game here, it's concerning, but it's not the end of the world for them. It's not the end of the series. They're still going to be up a game. But, yeah. So, Jimmy Butler just has to put the numbers that he's used to producing up on the court, and they just need. And then the rest of the Miami Heat supporting cast needs to play their brand of basketball that they know how to play and that they've been playing for the last 2 games. So yeah. With that being said, I do have the Milwaukee Bucks extending to a game 6. I do have Giannis just dominating, just putting to rest all the questions that is concerned or concerning up to this point to bed, and having a dominant performance, even with lower back spasms and a lower back injury. So I do have the Milwaukee Bucks winning here, and a dominant performance by Giannis, because in my personal opinion, that needs to happen for Milwaukee to save their season, and that's all there is really to it. Moving forward, let's talk about the last game of the evening, or the last game of the night. The Golden State Warriors and the Sacramento Kings. For Golden State, right? It's tied 2-2. Going back to, I believe, Sacramento. I think they're playing in Sacramento tonight. Not too far from Golden State and San Francisco, stuff like that. But yeah. Anyway, for Golden State, Curry needs to be on his A game. Klay Thompson. I believe Draymond Green is back. Draymond Green, Jordan Poole. They need to play the brand of basketball they know how to play. Move the basketball. Look for the open man. Shoot the basketball. To win this game, that's what they need to do. And for Sacramento, Darren Fox has to have the game of his life to pull the victory here. Again, it's tied 2-2. So there will be no closeout scenario for this set of teams here, or this series here. But there is a leg up to whoever wins this series. To whoever wins this game, sorry. But for the Sacramento Kings, De'Aaron Fox has to play the brand of basketball that he knows how to play. Zambonis with the offensive and defensive boards protecting the rim. Mitchell, Barnes, they have to show up tonight and see what's up. But again, I do have the Golden State Warriors for some reason winning. I think Curry and Klay are going to be the Splash Brothers of old and dominate in 3-point percentage and a 3-point game. So, yeah. And then a big game for Draymond Green. I see Draymond Green protecting the rim like his life depends on it tonight. So yeah, I do see Golden State winning and taking a three games to two advantage over Sacramento tonight in Sacramento, and then going home and closing out the series in Golden State. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. This one's interesting. This one is going to catch my eye for sure because uh, the winner of this series, um, the winner of this series plays the Memphis Grizzlies or the Los Angeles Lakers, and I'm gonna be a little bit biased here. I'm a Laker fan, so I hope it's the Lakers, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not um, discrediting the Memphis Grizzlies. They're the second seed in the Western Conference for a reason, so they can truly come back and get the job done. But we'll see. But yeah, so this series catches my eye a little bit to see what happens because whoever wins faces either the Memphis Grizzlies or the Los Angeles Lakers. Um, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the podcast. Um, I'll probably be back next week, um, around this time, if not a little bit later. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast once again, and I'm out. Peace.